In this tutorial, we're going to create a shoe. What I first want you to do is go to Autodesk Inventor Pro. Double click on it. What we are going to do is we are going to start from scratch, create a block, and then use different tools to shape out the shoe and then to add detail to complete it. Once you get into the home page, what I want you to do is go to New. Click on the New button and click on Standard.ipt. We are going to start from scratch, creating lines first and then extruding those into a block. I want you to go to Start 2D Sketch and click on where the pencil is. The planes will pop up. Go over and click on the XY plane. Now we are ready to sketch. Instead of using the rectangle tool, we're going to use the line tool. Bring your mouse up and click on the line. Come down to the screen and put your mouse about where mine is. To use the line tool, you just click and drag. I want you to click the mouse once, let go of the trigger of the mouse, and then pull down so that you get a line. As you can see, if it's at an angle, it's going to look jaggedy. You want to make sure that your line is perfectly straight. Pull it down until it's at the end of the screen like mine is, and click once. If you move your mouse over, it's going to keep the spot at the edge of that line so that you can create another line attached to the first line. What I want you to do is drag your mouse over, approximately where my mouse is at this point, and click. Make sure your line is perfectly straight. After you clicked, pull the mouse up. Doesn't have to be perfect. I'm going to pull mine up to about here. Click and continue doing the same thing that I'm doing, pulling your mouse with your lines attached to each other in approximately the same spots. It does not have to be the same. Once it's straight, click, drag your mouse up, and make sure that if you drag your mouse up, you're going to get a dotted line that connects that first line to the one that you made. Okay, if it's here, you don't see that dotted line. If you continue dragging, now you can see the dotted line. Once that dotted line is there, click. The last thing you're going to do is to attach the two lines together. In order to do that, drag your mouse across and make sure you see this green dot. In order for it to click together and to be the same, you need to make sure it's connected by a green dot. If I move my mouse down, there is no green dot. So if I move it back up, I see the green dot and I'm going to click. I have now completed my block, the first part of my block with the line tool. Everything should be connected together. Once everything is connected together, click Finish Sketch. In order to see the entire screen, come over here to the block menu and click on the Home button. Once your block is made, we're going to extrude it so that we can start changing it to make it look like a shoe. Come over to the Extrude button, and it's going to extrude it out 1 inch. If you think that your block looks too small, you can change the number here to make it however you would like it to look. I'm going to keep mine at 1 inch because I think it looks fine that way. Press OK, and the first part of our block is complete. Come back to the home screen, click on it so that we can see it. And the last thing I'd like you to do before we make any changes is to come over here to this tool over here. It's called the Orbit tool. If you click on the Orbit tool, you can see it makes a little bullseye in the center. Bring your mouse to the center, click and hold down, and then you can turn your mouse so you can turn and see your block. If you are unhappy with how your block looks, if you think that you should make any other changes to your block, okay, by turning it around, this is the time to make the changes. I'm unhappy with my block. I feel like there's a section here that should be a little bit fatter. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring it back to the home screen, and I'm going to come over here, right click, and press OK to get out of the Orbit tool. This next part is pretty important. To make any changes to anything that you've already made, this is where you do it on this left side. If you put your mouse over top of each of these things, it's going to show you what they are. My mouse is over extrusion 1, which means all that is highlighted in the white is extrusion 1, which is basically my entire block. I would like to change and edit this extrusion and edit parts of our sketch. In order to do that, you simply right-click, and you can edit the sketch or edit the feature. I'm going to edit the sketch, so I'm going to click Edit Sketch. You do not have to do this part. However, if you do want to make any changes, this is how you do it. Now it brings me back to my original sketch. I'm not happy with this distance. I'd like to make this distance a little bit more over here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my dimension tool, and I'm going to dimension the lines to how I'd like them to be. I'd like this to be a little bit longer, so I'm going to make this line 1 and press Enter. And that is not what I wanted it to do. Let's stop.